Millions of Americans are about to face a harsh wake-up call. The question is, when that call comes, are they going to pick up? I guess we'll find out in this video. So without further ado, let's get into this reaction.
So living in a car or a van has been a solution for many people to combat the affordability crisis here in America for many years now. That's nothing new, but with the new bills that have been introduced to criminalize homelessness, a lot of people are getting worried.
Wait, the new bills introduced to criminalize homelessness? I haven't really heard about this. I know that, and I'm saying this from the standpoint of having lived in a car for 3 months. I know that a lot of cities have actually made it illegal, technically speaking, to sleep in your car, which was very, very frustrating. But this was always at the local level, never at the federal level, so I'm curious to hear more about this. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. How are they just taking her RV away or her trailer? Under what grounds, what premise are they doing this? Was she illegally parked or something? I'm confused.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, there goes your home.
Yep.
And again, they offered no other type of resources, no shelter, nothing.
Nothing. They just pulled us over as soon as they hit 8 o'clock.
I wish they would have recorded more of the interaction leading up to this because there's so much context missing. So they just pulled up on her and basically said, yeah, we're taking your home away. Is that what happened, or I'm confused?
And
when we were already on the way to go, like we were already in the car ready to go, like everything was ready to go. If they just waited 1 minute, we could have been out of here.
And all your belongings in the RV are now on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
With your beautiful dog.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really sorry.
I mean, that's how the law works, I guess. Or I don't know. I really don't know. I just feel like they could have gave us 5 more minutes and we would have been out of here if they just would have got out of our way, you know?
Now, I don't...
So this is something that I read before I started my car life journey back in, what was it, late 2022, early 2023. Apparently, if they try to tow you and you stay inside of your domicile, whatever you want to call it, if they tow your vehicle while you're still in it, they can be charged with kidnapping. Now, this isn't necessarily the best solution because obviously they would probably get the police involved and have you forcibly removed. But at the very least, that can buy you some time. And then maybe when they go to call the police, that's when you drive off. But I'm confused. So they just took her RV for no reason? I need to hear more about that story.
I think it's going to stop people from living in their vehicles. I really don't, because it is just so expensive to find a place to live now. But I do believe that people are going to start getting more creative with where they do live, with where they park their car, where they park their van. They're going to get more creative with having an RV and where they park it.
Here are the 5 best places to stealth camp.
So stealth camping is a very big thing. It was a very big thing when I was living in my car as well, but I can only imagine that if stuff like what just happened to that woman is happening frequently, then stealth camping is going to become a requirement. But to my knowledge, there are places throughout the US known as BLM lands, which stands for Bureau of Land Management, I think. And there are also national forests, not national parks, but national forests, where it is legally allowed to sleep in a car. You are legally allowed to sleep in your car on any of those lands. And generally, they won't really have a lot of resources out there. You're going to have your own bathroom facilities, things of that nature. But I'm really confused because to my knowledge, that's kind of what those lands are for. So again, I don't really understand what's going on. I wish someone would provide some more context behind this. If you know more about this, then definitely inform me in the comments.
Number one, right at the gym. When I first started living in my car, I parked outside the gym. There's cars going in and out. They think you're at the gym, they're not going to bother you. Number two, parking structures. Sometimes you got to pay an overnight fee for these, but honestly, it feels the most safe. I did this when I was in LA. Parking structures are my favorite places to park and sleep. Number three, right outside an apartment complex. Don't take anybody's spot. Find a place where you can just park, cover your windows. No one's going to bother you. Number four, this is where I've stayed at most of the last couple months, and rest stops. They've been super perfect. There's a restroom nearby, outside the train station rest stop. It's been perfect. And lastly, number five, grocery store parking lots, Walmart parking lots. If you see a camper out there, it's a good place to park.
So just based on personal experience, and I don't want this to turn into a whole how to live in your car advice video, because I've made videos like that in the past that you can go and watch. But in my experience, if you're in a city, you want to stay in front of the 24-hour gyms, to his point. That's usually going to be your safest bet, especially if you're a stealth camper. And you want to have a rotation of different gyms that you sleep in front of, by the way. So either get an Anytime Fitness membership or a Planet Fitness membership, and you just rotate. Now, if you're not in a bigger city, usually you can stay in front of truck stops. So you have your Love's Travel Shop, and you have, I think, Pilots, Flying J, something like that. Those are some other truck stops you can stay in front of. And usually you're not going to be the only one doing that. But if they're making it illegal nationwide, then honestly, I don't know if even the gym is going to be safe anymore.
Good luck out there.
I got people asking me all the time, like, yo, bro, why are you living in your car? Why won't you do something to get out of that situation? And I'm like, look around. We live in a world that's ran and controlled by psychopaths that lie, cheat, and steal on a regular basis. Everybody who's trying to do the right thing is miserable. I don't want to be miserable.
So he said we live in a world that entails all of these things. I would correct that and say you live in a country where those things are usually conducive to success. Just some food for thought.
One shot at this life as far as we know, and I'd rather be happy. And to me, happiness is freedom. And if that means living in my car up in the mountains of Arizona, then so be it. And I'll continue facing whatever struggles I have to face in order to get by and survive. But I'd rather be doing this than what I used to be doing, living in a city, working for someone else, paying way too much just to live in general. No thank you.
So y'all, this is my bed. This is what I sleep in. Been living in it for the last year. Now we have my power station, my little fan. Just chilling in the parking lot.
So, struggled for the last 11 months, sleeping in different parking lots, working 12 to 15 hour shifts every single day. I respect the hustle, but the fact that people are having to operate like this in a country that is the self-proclaimed wealthiest country on the planet, and I know America is not actually the richest country on the planet, it's just the country that has the most rich people overall. At least I think. I could be wrong about that as well, both on a per capita basis and an absolute basis. But the point is, for a country that markets itself on the premise of prosperity, I'm not really seeing it in this video.
I've been sleeping under a lot of bridges lately. The best part isn't even the privacy though. Like, sure, nobody's gonna be coming down here in the middle of Iowa and seeing my tent under this bridge. The best part isn't even the fact that I stay dry in the rain. The best part is sitting on top of the bridge and watching the sunset, knowing I have a spot to sleep when it's all said and done.
Why would I pay?
Yeah, until they see you sitting on that bridge and they think you're suicidal and they send that task force in there to forcibly extract you, then it's going to be problematic. But I know it seems weird when you see people who are living like this and they seem so happy. And of course, you have your high and your low moments just like anyone else. But anecdotally, a lot of times the reason why these people seem so happy is because they no longer have to carry the burden of that stress of making ends meet. And whenever I moved into my car, I documented that process, and people called me all different kinds of crazy. And I believed them. A part of me did believe them. I was like, yeah, I probably am a little bit crazy. But I would rather be crazy and free than to be normal and stressed and to just carry that anxiety with me every single day. Now, at the time, I didn't know that it was possible to go overseas and have the freedom while also not having to live under a bridge, but I digress. Just wanted to give some context as to why these people seem so jubilant despite their living conditions.
Bridge and watching the sunset, knowing I have a spot to sleep when it's all said and done.
Why would I pay for a campground when this is free?
So this right here is what a lot of those BLM lands are going to look like, as well as those national forests. They're just going to be this. Completely deserted. And if you're the kind of person who likes to be in nature, then honestly, it could probably make for a cool camping trip. But see, I'm confused because now, how do they determine who's homeless and who's not? How do they determine that somebody is actually living in their car? So this is something I would not recommend you do, sleeping in a storage unit. This is playing with fire, because I guess technically you're not supposed to sleep in the gym parking lot either. And if you have a storage unit, then you are a customer. But if they find out you're in that storage unit, it's going to be problematic for you. It's going to be very problematic. So I personally would not mess around with this. Personally.
It's really heartbreaking to watch how people are living nowadays because of the cost of living. And I really think if you're not able to be in a home, and if you have the ability to get an RV, that is a much better way to go. Have an RV, try and get into an RV park, somewhere that it's not too expensive to stay, that allows for long-term stays. Also, if you have someone that you know that the RV can be parked at their residence, and if you can get away with it, then that would be another good option. And I say if you can get away with it because there's usually regulations as to, you know, being able to park an RV on somebody's lot and have it plugged in and, you know, live there.
I quit my job unexpectedly 2 weeks ago. I had just had enough. So I went in and just told them that I quit. I am getting ready to put my house on the market. I've been packing, cleaning, painting, and after it sells, I'm gonna buy an RV and hit the road.
I just got this trailer for...
So I respect it. I respect the idea of it. And hey, that can be a feasible way to save a lot of money. But like I always say in my videos, I think it's much better for most people to take the same money that they would spend on an RV or a trailer like this, which you're probably going to pay, what, $50,000 at least? Take that same money and just go to Thailand, go to Albania, go to Vietnam, go to Colombia, go see the world beyond just the US.
$3,000, and now I'm living in national parks. I found this amazing trailer on Visit Marketplace for just under $4,000. We were able to talk them down on the price, and we got a really good deal on it. So this is now our front and backyard. My cat's gonna cry, ignore him crying. We don't have the inside set up yet because we have not moved our stuff, but this is what it's looking like. We have a full fridge and kitchen, including a microwave and stove.
Let me see.
We have a full fridge and kitchen, including a microwave and...
Is that a 3-burner stove and an oven? We don't even have that in our apartment. Maybe I was wrong, I don't know. But some of these trailers and RVs are truly decked out. I mean, truly not just livable, but comfortable.
And stove. There's the 4-foot pull-out. We have a dinette that we're going to turn into a couch eventually. We have this full bathroom with a walk-in shower, and then we have the full bedroom. I'm gonna be living in this for the next few years. I've been wanting to do this since I was a teenager. So being able to do this right before my 23rd birthday is actually a dream come true, and I'm so excited to start this new chapter of my life. We're about 10 minutes from town, so it's not a far drive to get into civilization at all, but we're still pretty secluded. It feels really private. I think my biggest negatives as we are currently are bugs. I hate bugs. And two, there are wild hogs, but we have not run into them personally, so I'm
assuming she made this video before this new law got introduced or whatever, which, if that's the case, then my heart goes out to her, because she said she's been dreaming about doing this since she was a teenager, and she finally made her dream come true, and all of a sudden her lifestyle is just illegal. Or again, maybe I'm misperceiving the situation, but based on what I've seen throughout the video, it seems to be the case. So again, my heart goes out to her.
hoping that we never have to experience that. Other than that, I am actually so excited to start this.
So right now I'm in my 2025 Scamp trailer, RV trailer, guys. I bought it a week ago. I did a lot of research. One thing I did not keep in mind or realize is that I'm in a small travel size trailer, AKA when storms hit, baby, there was a storm in Houston, Texas last night, and it was so bad that I was looking like, I thought something was about to come through the window. I thought something was going to come through my fan. I was so scared. Like, I was ready to pack this up and go to somebody's house or something, because
no, a tornado or a hurricane will pick this straight up off the ground and throw it across the street with you in it. You have to be very mindful of where you choose to pursue this kind of lifestyle. And that's just completely disregarding the fact that, again, it seems like this lifestyle is illegal now. Just from a nature standpoint, it behooves you to be in a place where you're not really going to encounter natural disasters like that.
And I've been following the news here for our nearest city, and they're already planning what to do with the homeless encampments because of the new bills that have been introduced. And they're taking action. There are some things that they're already doing. So this is going into play. And then look also what's happening right now in DC. So they're taking action on people that are homeless, people that are living in vehicles, and it's a real issue. If you have a place to call home right now, an apartment, a home, whatever it is that you do have, make sure that you have a backup plan. What is your plan B if your rent goes up too much, if you lose your job, if for whatever reason you find yourself not being able to live there anymore? What if the landlord doesn't renew the lease? If you find yourself in a situation like that, make sure you have a plan B. Start thinking about where you can go, who you can live with, so that you don't necessarily end up in a situation that you really are going to be upset about. And especially with the new things that are coming down the pipeline, with the bills and potential laws being enacted, you don't know how ugly this is really going to potentially get.
So I still don't really have a good understanding of the specifics of these laws and bills that she's alluded to throughout the video. So again, if you know more about this, then please inform me in the comments. But she mentioned that cities are taking action. What does that mean? What does that actually entail? Because I know in LA specifically, a lot of times taking action to remove homelessness really just means forcing homeless people to go to another part of the city. Generally, a less desirable part of the city. But that's not actually solving the problem. So are they prosecuting these people? Are these people facing jail time? I mean, obviously they can't pay fines. So are they going to start sentencing them to community service? And at that point, do we start calling this out for what it is, which is a form of indentured servitude, otherwise known as slavery? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading a little too deeply into this because, again, I don't know the specifics. But when she talks about taking action, I'm assuming she means legal action. Because for the people who don't even have an RV or a car to live in, the people who are sleeping on the park benches or on the ground, like you see in LA, or people who have tents or whatever, what can you really do? What can you really do other than just, again, move them to other parts of the city? But you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. America is too focused as a country on solving the symptoms rather than the cause. They're trying to fix the cough without getting rid of the cold or the flu. And to me, that is the biggest issue that America faces, not just in terms of dealing with the homelessness crisis, but in terms of dealing with every single issue that it faces.